Well, it's a very important problem that the farmers, when they face the calamities like flood, drought, hailstorm, and the crops get damaged, there is a need to have objective assessment of the nature and extent of the damage. There are technologies available. Like, for example, if I take the case of satellite remote sensing, aerial remote sensing, uh, GPS systems, and a geographic information system, there is a need to make integrated use of these. Remote sensing will help in capturing the crop condition in the field and combining this information with other ancillary data like the weather and other related information from the field in terms of nature and extent of damage. One can develop the indices and then make assessment of how much damage actually has happened. And if these decisions which are taken based on such objective assessment, it will be really benefiting the farmer, because ultimately the farmers would get the actual proper assessment of his damage and the proper compensation for that. Well, when we say the foolproof, it's like this, that if you go to the extremes, nothing is foolproof. To make it foolproof, what is needed is that we have a situation for which I have most authentic information in the record, which is then used to interpret the satellite remote sensing data and other data. And this ground information is used to validate the results which have come out with the interpretation of the satellite data. As long this satellite interpretation data and the field information validation results show that okay, it is 95% or 99% accurate, then this can be termed near to the foolproof. If the results are accurate only, let's say 60 or 70%, that will mean that this technology is also not able to explain the total happening in the field and the assessment which is being made. So this foolproof thing will come by the validation data set which comes from the actual field information which is collected from the locations where such events have affected the crop. Well, as I have understood, it is not the man versus machine. All these technologies which are being developed, they are basically becoming additional tools in the hands of the people who are in the field so that they can become more efficient, more accurate. So today we call Patwari, who is, let's say, just making a note in his register, but tomorrow can we not visualize that I give a smartphone, Patwari takes the field photograph, and while recording the crop, that field photograph, it has the geographic coordinate, and the photograph will also show what crop and what is healthy or otherwise the crop is. Now these are the things which will go a long way in making the decisions more objective and more accurate. So it is not the question, it is not the man versus machine competition. Technology is an enabler here. So technology is, whether it is the cell telephony, whether it is the photography through the field systems, or making use of the drones for taking the photograph in the event of episodic event when the crops get damaged. These are all more observations, different variety of observations, which make the decision more robust. It's like this, the today's satellite, they were designed based on the inputs which we had, based on the interaction with a large set of user community. And they were so designed that okay, you need a broad, coarser spatial resolution data more frequently to monitor some of the big features and big processes. You need some higher spatial resolution data for some limited area which may be needed few times. And that's how, so those satellite systems which were made and launched, they were providing to that service. Now in time to come, if the user comes out with the demand that high spatial resolution data is required at more frequent interval, capacity in the country exists to develop the payload. After all, country has developed the payload and put in the space. So then there may be requirement of putting the more satellites which will visit the area more frequently, and country will be able to have the higher spatial resolution data more frequently. So those kind of possibilities, they cannot be ruled out. They exist and they will be doable. The exact number for the launch of a satellite and the payload right now I'll not be able to give you, but it's like this: a satellite with the payload and the operations, these are all few hundred crores. But then the satellite lasts for so many years, 5 years, 6 years. Now the satellites are being planned for much longer life. So if that kind of expenditure you divide over that long period, this expenditure, what you call the financial part, is not really that big or significant amount for a vast country like us. And the satellite is providing data, so much data, so regular coverage for a large area. So that one has to do, of course, the exact exercise in terms of to come out with a specific number. That's the way I'll put it.